begin with an opening statement about the Denver match and Oktoberfest.
Yeah, every time we take the field, we take the field with the intent of winning. Unfortunately for us, we fell just short of that with a eventual tie to Denver, 2-2. But nonetheless, some great positives to take from that matchup, especially being that it was at Denver, a very tough place to play at. I thought we came out against Denver with a good defensive plan, although Denver did a pretty good job to break us down early on in that first half. We made some adjustments in the second half, and I thought that the adjustment went well, so much so that we were able to impose dominance on Denver in that second half. I would argue they were the better side in the first, and quite frankly, we were the better half in the second. So some positives to take away from that match as we phase into Friday's match against Michigan.
Open the floor to questions.
Yeah, you guys got behind against Grand Canyon too. Are there any common threads in the, having to fight your way back into a match as opposed to getting?
Yeah, definitely a lot harder when you're chasing the game. And so I think when you look at our 4 matches, with the exception of the UC Irvine, that was a 0-0 tie, we've been coming from behind in the other 3 matches. So definitely makes things a little more difficult, more challenging, although it does show some resilience that we're playing from behind. But I would like for us to try and take a lead here at some point so that we're not having to play from behind.
Scheduling, Stanford, Michigan, how do some of these non-conference games prepare you come the challenge of Big East play? Yeah,
no, it's important for us, and we take this under account when we're scheduling out. Being that we're in the Big East, which has been a top 3 conference in the country for the last 5-6 years, it's important for us to schedule heavy in our non-con. So once we hit our Big East scheduling or Big East season, then we're well prepared for that, and hopefully for the NCAA tournament as well.
What did you do so well in the second half against Denver?
I'm sorry?
What did you do so well in the second half against Denver that changed the complexion of that match? Because it seemed like it was a tale of 2 different halves.
Denver was doing a good job at utilizing their goalkeeper to start their attack out of their defensive third, to the point where we were a bit stagnant when the ball was at his feet. But he was able to creep the ball up to the top of the 18 and pick out passes. In the second half, we no longer allowed him to do that. We decided to start our press rather than on the center back. We started our press, whoever initiated the ball. Have it be a midfielder that went centrally, have it be the goalkeeper. We just initiated the press immediately after the ball was put on the ground, which was the difference from the first to the second half.
How do you, what was your reaction to Luke getting his first career goal? I know he's been through a lot, but that's got to be a big moment for him.
It's a big moment. He grew up about a mile away from Denver University. And so going back to his original home where he grew up and being able to have the type of performance he had on the evening and be able to bag his first goal, I think will be a special memento for him, and we're very proud of him for being able to do that.
You got a shot in the arm from freshman Miguel Arias in the second half against Denver. Can you speak a little bit about what he's been meant to this team?
Yeah, Miguel is a true freshman from Spain. So we've been trying to help acclimate him to a different culture, to college life away from his family, and quite frankly, to another brand of football. When you look at collegiate Division I football compared to what he's accustomed to in Spain and playing in the Valencia Academy, it's a little different. And so I think he's done a pretty good job acclimating with the limited amount of time that we've had with him. But, man, what a way to come out and put an exclamation point on that game and have him score that free kick in the last 5 minutes of the match to tie the match up 2-2. It was a special moment.
You haven't had any issues getting to the final third. What's been the issue with the final service?
Yeah, execution. Again, we focus on box touches, 18-yard box touches. I think on the evening against Denver, we ended up with 20 or 21. I would argue we could have gotten closer to 30 because there was a lot of service that actually was crossed over the 18-yard box, which is definitely that's something that we're not planning for. And so at the end of the day, we have to make sure that we get better at executing our final pass and we get better at executing the final shot on goal that's eventually going to be a goal. And so I feel like I've been saying this for the last week and a half, 2 weeks. I've always told you guys I'm going to hit the panic button or I'm going to get worried when we're not getting to the box before I get worried because we're not finishing the goals. Those will come.
With Miguel's free kick, that was, I mean, he's straight on, but that was a tough spot he hit, you know, to beat the keeper. Like, what impresses you about his technical ability? What do you see in him as far as something that could provide an impact for this team even in year one?
Yeah, no, in regards to the free kick, he's got a very good technique to strike the ball. He was about 23 yards out, which makes it difficult to be able to get the ball up and down under the crossbar. Their wall was quite big. They had some big boys in the wall. So the fact that he was able to get it over those big boys first and then get it to dip and hit under the crossbar to go in was a phenomenal goal. It was a world-class strike. But on the playing side, he's a dynamic attacker. He can unbalance the defense on his own, and he's also a very good combination player. So we're hoping that he continues to increase his relationship with Castro on that left side. I think that can become a good unit. And I think he's got a nose for goals, so I think he's somebody that's going to help our attack.
You feel like some of the guys are being a little tentative when it comes to around the box and actually getting a shot on that?
We definitely want patience around the 18, but we don't want that patience to become someone that's tentative. And so at times I think we're trying to strike a balance between the two. We definitely don't want to pass up good opportunities to take a shot on goal, but we also don't want to rush anything that might end up being a shot that would go wayward or not on target and pass up another pass that could give us a better opportunity on goal. So we just got to find that balance between patience and rushing.
There's always a buzz for Oktoberfest. I guess what are observers in store for with this Michigan matchup on Friday?
It's going to be a fun match. Michigan is a well-coached team. They're very organized. They got a lot of firepower up top. They are a very fast team. And it's going to be a good crowd. It's going to be a great celebration. And so I'm excited for our boys to come out and play for the community.